Good day, folks, and welcome back. Yesterday saw the start of the next round of the lap time challenge. I was quite eager. You can see time in the top right hand corner there, 8:39. I was straight on after update 1.21. I'm just going to jump in, and just to see that we'd won the 2 million credits from last fortnight. We were 8,428th. Bit comparable to the week before that, time before, with 2,500 and something, but not too bad. So this week sees us go to the Autodromo de Interlagos, and we're driving GR2 cars, so it's going to be a proper event here. Current world record time is 1:23.2. That's going to be impressive, and gold at 1:25.706. So it's early in the day. It's just been launched. We're going to run a Nismo. We're going to run a GTR Nismo GT 516. We might have a little play with the GTR 508 just to see what it runs like, but primarily we're going to run the car that the faster boys are going to run, and it looks like it's going to be that one. Some people play with the NSX. We'll see. What the intention of today is just to run you through my gameplay yesterday and then what I did this morning. So I did an hour yesterday and an hour this morning, and we'll take you through my best laps of the time, progressing through to where we are today. The aim is to get gold, isn't it always? So here we are, first lap out. We've currently set a few laps. We're on a lap 12 of a 13 lap stint, I believe. A 1:26.343 is where we're at. We're just learning the braking markers. We're just running the Aldea line, and I'm currently struggling with the bend that's coming up. So we're going to brake just after the 50. Well, in this case, we need to brake just after the 50. But we broke just before it, running out nice and wide and cutting back in. And we're playing the game correctly. We're running the track between the white lines. We're keeping a pair of wheels or a wheel inside the white line at all times. Little do I know that you can play a lot more with the white lines. And you've also got to be careful with the curbs here, because they've got a nice little hump. And these cars are set really, really low. And if you run your car halfway over those curbs, you'll find the wheels come off the ground and you'll spin. So the key thing with this one, and I haven't shown it at the start, is we are running traction control. We're just running TC1. It's something I always do when I start off these videos. I normally come up with a settings. We're running traction control, ABS default, and then everything else off. But that's exactly what we're doing. And there we go, folks. The first time, a 1:26.729. And that saw us get the driving marathon. And there it is with a potential 1:25.9. So that gave me a little bit of confidence we can crack on. And we can actually go and achieve something today. We can go on and do something more. We can go and set things as they are. So that set us in 238th place. Do you know how it feels to do it on day one and see yourself right up there in the top 1,000? I struggle normally to get inside the top 2,000, but there it is. That was the achievement. That was 9:07 on that morning. Yesterday morning. We're going to do an hour, so let's see where we are in another half an hour. So we're doing another long stint. We've put best part of 9 laps in. We've got a 1:26.279, and we've got a good possibility of getting into 25s today. It would be really nice if we can do that and just keep pushing on. Now it's all about improving, it's all about getting better, and it's all about making the next step. Running that ghost car at 0.4 seconds ahead, just keeping smooth, driving within yourself. And you can see there we've not really hit this time at this point. We've done a 1:26.323, so we've been close. And what we're trying to do here is just keep within the reaches of our ghost car, not trying to race it, because that's another phrase I use, isn't it? Let's chase it, not race it. What I found myself doing in this series of laps was just trying to get ahead, trying to beat him, and it doesn't work like that. You've got to, when you're racing yourself and you know your strengths and weaknesses, it's all laid bare in front of you when you're chasing the ghost. So what you've got to do is just put your toe down, drive within yourself, and just try and repeat what you do and just get better and better. So brake a little bit later if you can, accelerate earlier, and don't forget with traction control, any more than 3 degrees and it starts to cut the power. 3 to 5 degrees left or right, the power will start to cut. But there he is, we drop into the 25s now, 125.990. And there's more to come, folks. There's more to come. We're going to do it again. We just put another lap in and we didn't quite do it. A 126.003. But on lap 12, let's see what we can do. Now, I've already hinted at this. There's a lot more cutting you can do. You can run these curves really, really fine. You can there's lots of margin. Lots and lots of margin. It turns out that the white and yellow curves are actually legal play. So it's not the white line in this case. You can actually run the white and yellow curve. That already gives me an idea for that turn just back there. You can run that curve all the way to the right there if you want to. You can run this one as much as you want. Not forgetting you're putting 2 tyres in the grass. And look, we're just starting to learn that there. We really clip that apex. You can't really cut this one because you'll float your car and spin it. But let's see where we go. We know there's a 125.700 potential because we've seen that on the last split, on the last end of run summary sheet. But let's see where we go. I find this corner difficult. Don't know whether it's a second gear or a first gear. I keep trying to see that back end go just then. I felt it as we went round that corner. That back end just drifted and slipped. Not much fun that when you get 3/4 of the way round the lap. You've got one corner to go and you blow it. But here we go. Don't stray too far to the left here, folks. That'll invalidate your lap as well. A 125.793. So that fastest lap, what we saw earlier, isn't far off, is it? It really isn't. Oh, back with another one. This was yesterday again. So 125.793. How do we improve on this? We come into this corner, first gear, get all 4 wheels on that curb, starting to push it out to the right on that second apex. Run this curb down here. Use all the road. You stray too far to the right, you could be in trouble, but let's keep it going. We've lost a bit on the ghost car here. Braking on the right hand side of that concrete strip. Running 2 tyres on the curb, that's the way. Pulling it back now. What I have found is you can be faster in the first sector, middle sector, last sector. And when you start to understand and feel where you're going and start to explore just how much more you can improve, you start to know where you can win. Against your time, that is. You win against your time, not gaining against the whole field. Not a chance. But with this the case, I actually set at this point a really, really fast, for me, out sector. So from here to the finish line, I was really struggling to get to grips with just that one time I aced this corner and put in a really, really good effort up the hill. As you can see, I'm losing ground all the time to the car in front, all the time. And this happens a lot today. I'm just within touching reach. What are we going to get? A 125.793? Where are we going to end up? A 125.657. So we actually beat that 125.700, which for me put yesterday really into a really good picture. I was really happy with that. We did 100 miles. For me in my recovery, I was quite happy with where we are. And there we go. There's the next target, a 125.459. That's where we want to be. And we finished the day in gold at 265th. Again, quite happy. Really, really happy to be in the top 1,000. Even more chuffed to be in the top 500. Top 300, I'm not going to be there much longer. I'm a traction control winner at best. I know I got gold at the Red Bull Ring running no traction control. This is more of a car. There's less reaction time to respond. And that was the end of day 1 yesterday. This is day 2. This is this morning. Just got back from hospital. 9:32, 2nd of September. Popping straight in, looking to see where I am. Pop into the old autodrome in Interlagos. And the world record's improved. A 122.516. And we're already a silver. We've dropped down to 3.81 with a 125.657. But straight into the action. Again, another hour today. Really enjoy this. This is a great test. This is the fun stuff I do. This is the fun I find in the game. I really enjoy this kind of hot lapping. It's a challenge against myself. There's no crashing, there's no bashing, there's no online warfare, there's no abuse, there's no trolling, except for me. I do it to myself. But here we go, back down here. So braking point on that little concrete strip on the right hand side, just after the 100. Whoa, we're gaining on the ghost car there, but we let it run out wide, so that's a disadvantage. Braking after the 50, really going deep. Down to third gear, back up to fourth. Cutting this apex, you can see the ghost in front, see just how much I cut into that curb. You can take so much more, and I think you could probably straight line that on the right hand side. That's something for me to try later now I'm looking at it. What I'm hoping, folks, is that you understand and you follow and you get that this is all about teaching yourself. It's all about a discipline of learning how you made your mistake and how to conquer it. I'm not here trying to teach you to be alien. I'm not an alien in this game in any sort of driving. I'm just trying to better myself, and by just repetition, it's the way to do it. You can go and watch somebody else's video by all means that will show you the quick route to success. But even though I have watched one of the guys' videos this morning, so where are we? 125.478, and we're going to get better. So as I was saying, I've watched somebody else's video this morning, and props to him, absolutely spot on. He run a 124.7, and that for me, I think that is going to be superb. I think that's one of his average laps. I think he's probably capable of running a 123, and I know I'm not there yet. I'm too old for that rubbish. But here we go, cutting that apex. See how much I managed to cut there. There is so much more room available, and this is the key factor, folks. You've got to play with the boundaries to get fast on this circuit. So braking point, concrete strip on the right hand side, run that curb on the left hand side. Don't abuse that right hand side there, run tighter. You can see how much we gained because we ran it wide. Going to brake after the 50, down to third, pull it back in, get control of the car, let it run out wide, dive back in. Let's use all that curb as much as we can. We could have borrowed more, but we overran it. We got really well ahead there, but we let it all go. But not forgetting the ghost is normally 0.4 ahead, so as we're running, we're actually ahead of our previous lap. We know that, and you've got that in your back of mind. Look how well I accelerated there. I was actually talking over that last time, and I should have pointed that out. Managed to get really good acceleration. But let's go up the hill, first gear up to second. Don't let the back end go. It's a key point at that bottom corner. When you've got traction control on and you're changing up, you will get wheel spin, unfortunately. You will lose a little bit of traction, but let's see where we go. A 125.478 is now a 427. So we took off 0.5, and here we go again. Back at it. We're not doing as well on the longer stints today because we're running it tight and we're playing with the actual boundaries, and we're getting lots of time penalties today. So when I got a penalty here, because the penalty is on the uphill, it's so punitive, there's no point. So I will just cut out, quit out and start again. At this point this morning, I was really struggling with that left hand bend. My struggle points have been moving. It was this one, but then it's become that left-hander back there. And look how far behind the ghost I am at this point, but I'm gaining massive grounds, going really wide here, cutting back in. I'm not gaining on him there, but I know we lost time in the previous lap at certain points of this track, so I'm just exploiting that, knowing where they are, catching myself up, diving in, gaining that 0.4 of a second back. We're about 0.2 at this point, but we're still going to beat our time, and it's more of an inch than a mile we're gaining this time through. Got that braking point superb, up into second early and away up the hill. I know we're not going to gain that much time at this point, but let's see where we go. We're going to just be inside there, be a 0.254 dead probably. A 390, so we're still improving, folks. We're still getting better, and that's what you want to do. Just keep hitting it. And we're going on to another lap straight away, cutting that apex. You can abuse that apex as much as you like, but don't take any wheel off that yellow and green curb. Here we are, spot the braking marker just after the 100. It's that concrete strip. Down to second gear, run that curb. I think I can run that curb much tighter. and I won't have to run out wide and touch the other curb on the outside. Looking for the 50 flag, brake after the 50, down to third, cut that apex on that curb, run that curb up to fourth, brake as you get onto that white line. Oh, I can cut so much more there, I know I can, but I'm within touching distance. I'm definitely inside the 0.4. Definitely inside the 0.4. We're running that ghost to the end. Oh, and he's just pulled away nice and quickly. That just defeats you so much mentally when you're actually racing this and you see him start to pull away. You know you've got to have a good final bend. I went through that final bend in second gear. I didn't chase down to first and it felt quick. Oh, this is going to be good. We're going to almost cut a 0.252 maybe. Let's see. A 0.25264, that's great. And we're going to run another lap. No, that was it. That was the end of one stint this morning. I had to go and take a quick pee, get a coffee, get a tea, get a fruit juice or something just to refresh the brain. 2 seconds away from the computer. You can see there that I ran a 5 laps. Then back in a 125.264 is the target to beat now. Down to first gear for this apex, pull it in tight, get onto the grass, that's the way, run that curb really tight and start to gain on that ghost in front. It's all about your motivation, it's all about your confidence. If you're close down here and he's just pulling away, we're just losing time. It feels that way, braking late there, down to second. Don't chase down too quick for that corner, you will lock up the rear wheels and you'll slide into that corner. I have discovered. Braking after the 50, repetition, start to run it through your head, talk your way around the track, run over that curb, down to first, really borrowed a lot there and gained massive chunks. Not quite as fast through the apex of that corner, but we're running that curb, run out wide to the left, braking in, dive bombing him, I'm racing him again, got to stop that, you've got to chase him, don't race him. Down to this final corner, what will I do? Will I use first for confidence? No, staying in second. The second is the gear to run. Oh, we're going to get a 125 dead here. Is he pulling away slightly? He is. Oh, it'd be awesome to get a 124 though, wouldn't it? A 125.077. Oh my lord. We're going to get better. So having watched somebody online, a regular YouTuber and streamer on a 124.7, that's where I want to be. He's running no traction control. I'm running TC1. Really using that curb, that's the way. And I'm much closer at this point. Much closer than I've been in a while. Looking for that braking marker, there it is. Use the curb, starting to really gain confidence on that left hand side. Not running over that curb on the right hand side really does help. We're ahead of the ghost. Braking on the 50 just after. Oh, he's just sneaked through there. The last lap was really hot. Really taking a chunk out of that curb, that's the way. Probably too high on that left-hand curb, very close to losing it, and the back end did start to go. Run it out wide, I'm not as wide as I could be here. We're going to lose a bit through that apex, but we're within the 0.4, so we're going to gain. This is effort, this is sweat on the brow, this is me getting really nervous into the last bend. Second gear again. Oh, we've lost out coming up the hill, that is, oh, heartbreak. Come on, push on, car. Come on, change on the blue light. Change on the limiter. Don't let it hit the limiter. Just running that green curb. What do we do? A 125.053. Is a 124 possible with TC? Is it? Go into this curb. We're going straight onto another lap. Haven't quite borrowed as much from those curbs as we did last time round. Charging hard. Pushing on. repeating what we did last time, trying to stay in touch. We're not ahead of the Ghost this time. We really have let it go at this point, but we're doing the lap, so there's positives in it. We're really a long way back. Let's run it out to the left a bit, touch that curb, on the brakes. See how much he stole there from that curb. That's awesome. I'm properly impressed with how much you can steal there. And there is a big message to you folks, a big hint. Go out left, go out left. I lost too much time in this corner, and there you can see it. I've gained it back. It's knowing where you're losing time and knowing how to gain that time back and perfecting it every lap. Down into second, we're running second gear on those curbs, that's the way. Are we within 0.4? That is the question. Will we get a 124? It would be so nice to get a 124. Just running that green curb, probably a little tight. A 124.967, bing bang bosh. Oh, and we're going to do better. So the next lap, we've just run back, clock back a little bit. 125.571 was the lap time we put in the next lap. We're just going to run this curb. We haven't dug as much as we could out of there. We've borrowed a little bit more. But we're a long way off the Ghost. I've got to do something miraculous halfway through this lap, haven't we? Do you remember where we'd made the mistake when we got that faster lap? It was in the first half of the track. So this is a slow first and second sector, I think. We're just starting to gain it back through there. We did well through that left-hander. Coming into this curve, braking after the 50, we really went deep. Back into third, up to fourth, slide the car. Diving back in, we haven't borrowed as much curb there as we could. We can borrow so much more there, we know we can. Go out wide. I'm not wide enough at this corner, I don't think. I need to be pushing left a little bit just to open that entry up to allow the acceleration out. Well, it looks like we're close. Do we get this last corner right? Second gear it is. Ooh, we've gone a bit wider there than normal. A 124.967. What's new? Where are we going to be? What are we going to get? Is it going to be a 124.8 or a 124.9? A 124.882. Not a 124.7 like our YouTuber streamer has got this morning. Let's see what happens though. We're on another lap here. We got 3 consecutive, or almost 3 consecutive good laps. This whole stint though was really quite good. And this is just 2 hours of practice, folks. I'm not saying I'm up with the best. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm driving out of my skin this morning. I have driven this circuit for a number of years in various games, and I do know it, but I'm not overly familiar with the nuances, the intricacies of the circuit. Need to borrow some more curb. There we go, we've borrowed some more there. We've gained a little bit more. I haven't learnt my lesson about the feeling of getting wider there at that corner. Just need to improve that traction on the way out. Just losing a bit of ground there in the middle of that corner. Second gear again through the apex, using as much as the curb as we can. Coming up the hill, what we're going to get, it looks like a 124.8 mid maybe. A mid 124.8. A 124.7 would be exceptional. A 124.82. A little bit more for me to do at that point. Can't quite equal a no traction control YouTube streamer, but I can do my best. And that's all I've got, folks. That is as good as I can be. And with that, there isn't much more I can say. Really appreciate your watching. So it shows my best there, potential 124.7 dead, which I would love to be able to do. There we are, inside the top 2,000, gold again. And I'd be really happy to be there if that time was good enough to last it all the way through the end. I don't think it will do, but thank you very much, folks. Appreciate you watching. Take care. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.